Welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing a book, One of Us is Next. This is actually the sequel to One of Us is Lying, but this book is by Karen M. McManus, and I recommend this to you guys because it's very good. Let's move on to a short summary of this book. I think that this book is all about a group of high school students, specifically at Bayview High, who were involved in a game. Before, they had a coincidence where their whole school turned into chaos once a student committed suicide. But now, a new game created by an anonymous student is Truth or Dare. Bayview students are trying to figure out who is behind all of this, because every day, one person is chosen to either reveal a truth, their deepest, darkest secret, or do a thrill that may risk their lives. I think that this book always keeps me on the edge of my seat. I also have a couple of lessons that I learned from this book. For example, I learned that I can't get involved in dangerous situations. Just like in this book, when students chose a dare, they got in dangerous situations because those dares aren't like everyday life dares where your siblings or your friends tell you to do minor things. It's very big things like damaging buildings or even accidentally killing someone, like this picture. When someone in Bayview High School gets killed just because of a dare, or a Bayview High School student who gets chosen has to reveal their deepest, darkest secret, which can cause chaos and cause that person that secret was revealed to feel very embarrassed and sad about them. So I learned to stay away from dangerous situations. Also, I have to make different, very careful decisions because in that book, people had to decide truth or dare. But in real life, I also have to make careful decisions because either one could affect my life very differently. So all in all, this game taught the students how to make careful decisions and the outcome of it. This is my opinion about the book and why I chose this book. When I first read the blurb, I thought it was so fascinating because there was so many questions in my mind. Only a group of Bayview High School students could cause this much chaos. And after I read the first book, One of Us is Lying, this made me want to read this book even more. My opinion about this book was I rate it 4 out of 5 stars. This is because there was a lot of plot twists, which means that I didn't know something, and it seemed very unexpected that it would happen. But suddenly the whole story in my mind changed and it was unbelievable. But the part I didn't like, that -1 star, is because sometimes there was just too much talk in quotation marks. So that's why it couldn't keep the story going and rolling. So some parts that were like this in the story were not my favorite parts. These are only some of the characters featured in the book. There's also a TV show, which means you can see how these characters compare to your imagination. Personally, I think these high school students in the book are very brave because they're only high school students, but all of them have different problems, like about relationship or even about family. Now let's talk about the background about the author, Karen M. McManus, who wrote One of Us is Next. She originally is known for writing young adult books, mostly mystery, like this book that I am reviewing. She grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, and has spent 5 years on the New York bestsellers list of books. This is a very impressive goal and milestone. She is an American author who is 56 years old and currently likes to spend her free time doing a lot of tours around unfamiliar cities, and even enjoying a nice book by other authors. Karen M. McManus is honestly a very creative author who I can see all those details from the book describing from her. Some of her best-known books are shown over here. One of Us is Lying was her first known, famous, well-known book, which was released in 2017. One of Us is Next, which she wrote in 2020, and also Nothing More to Tell, 2022. There's series with her, but also single books like these ones. As a result, I think One of Us is Next is a great book, and I recommend you this book because a lot of friends recommended it to me, and I thought it was a great book. Thank you for listening, and I hope you think about reading this book too.